This is the Invite Health Podcast, and I am Amanda Williams. On today's episode, I am going to cover some common questions that keep coming up when it comes to the coronavirus, talking about things like, what should I be taking every day? How often should I take these? How much should I be taking? So I'm going to cover all of these questions that have been coming into us on a daily basis to make sure that you are doing the right thing when it comes to supporting your immune system during this very trying time for all of us. Before I get started, just want to remind people to be sure to subscribe to the Invite Health Podcast today. You can leave us a review. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. All of the information on today's episode will be linked in the episode description, and you can visit invitehealth.com/podcast for more information. So let's get started. Let's talk about some of the questions that I have been getting on a regular basis as to what you should be doing when it comes to your COVID-19 supplement routine. And the basics, we always want to cover the basics. So the basics would include your things such as vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. We know that these are very important for our immune system, especially when we think about viruses and exposure to viruses. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about different studies that they're using IV vitamin C in certain patients who have contracted COVID-19. Certainly, there has been a lot of information out there when it comes to zinc and the importance of zinc for bolstering up the immune defenses. So all of these are things that we know should be part of your daily routine. Now, the big question comes down to when should I take them and how often should I take them throughout the day? How much should I be taking? So let's look at vitamin C. We know that vitamin C is a very important antioxidant in the body, and it plays a key role in terms of fending off oxidative stress. It's very important when we think about wound healing. So when you think about if you have a cut or any type of an injury and the body needs to heal itself, vitamin C plays a crucial role in that, as well as zinc. So we know that vitamin C is clearly playing a role with our immune defenses. Now, how much should one be taking every single day? I advise during this time that you'd want to be somewhere in that range of about 3,000 milligrams per day. Now, for many people, what they'll do is they'll take 1,000 milligrams 3 times per day. Now, vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, so you can take this with or without food. And we have a straight ascorbic acid. We also have our buffered. The buffered, for some people who have more sensitivity to their stomach, sometimes they prefer to use the buffered form. But either way, we need to be getting 1,000 milligrams 3 times a day. The reason why I say do that in that divided dose is the body will assimilate that vitamin C in a much more efficient and effective way. Now let's talk about zinc and the role that zinc plays. Now we have our zinc lozenge, which is incredibly important right now. The reason why is we want that zinc to be able to coat the back of our throats, because when we think about respiratory viruses, breathing those in, we know that one of the attachment sites is the mucous membrane. So we want to make sure that we have adequate zinc that is coating our mucous membrane. So the zinc lozenge is a really good choice. Now, how many zinc lozenges does one need to take a day? Well, for the average person, usually 1 a day is sufficient. However, being that we're trying to heighten our body's immune defenses, I would advise that right now you do 2 of those lozenges per day. So 2 lozenges per day, that would be in a divided dose, maybe 1 in the morning after breakfast, and then 1 after dinner. Now, each one of those lozenges is 33.5 milligrams. Now, the question always comes up as to, can I get too much zinc? And the clear answer is yes, you can have too much zinc, which then creates a problem with your copper. We know copper plays an important role with, say, red blood cell production. So we don't want to screw up anything like that. So the way that we can kind of skirt around creating a copper deficiency is making sure that we are taking a good multivitamin that contains copper. Now, we don't need a lot of copper. 2 milligrams of copper is sufficient. So take, for example, our daily multivitamin with grapeseed extract. That is going to yield you in just 1 tablet that 2 milligrams of copper. So if you're going to use the zinc lozenge and you're going to be using 2 per day, then I certainly advise partnering that up with that daily multivitamin. So a good way to do that is you have your breakfast in the morning. Hopefully it's a healthy one. And we can talk about the importance of healthy foods right now, but we will do that in a minute. But you would have your breakfast, then you would have your zinc lozenge, have one of your tablets of vitamin C, that 1,000 milligrams, and then have that daily multivitamin. Now, I'm going to walk you through some more nutrients and the amounts and when you should be taking them, but we're going to take a quick break, so we'll be right back.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit invitehealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's invitehealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
And welcome back. Now, talked about the importance of healthy foods. So before you have all of your supplements in the morning, you want to make sure that you're having a healthy breakfast. So remember, adhering to a Mediterranean-style diet is your best choice because this is going to be packed with wonderful vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, good amount of fiber, healthy fats. So following and adhering to a Mediterranean-style diet. People will say, well, give me an example for what can I have for breakfast? Well, we can look at something like eggs with vegetables. Maybe you have eggs with some avocado, for example. For some people, maybe they would choose to do something along the lines of an organic yogurt with some berries and maybe some granola. Perhaps you would just go with, a whole fruit bowl and partner that up with some seeds and nuts or some granola. So there's ways that you can eat healthy that is going to help to optimize your overall immune defenses. So we have our breakfast, we do our vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams, we do our zinc lozenge, 33.5 milligrams, we do our daily multivitamin, 1 tablet. This is just a basic routine. Obviously, everyone can modify this to their own needs. We also want to consider other antioxidants. So I encourage people to look at things like NAC, which is N-acetylcysteine. NAC is very beneficial when it comes to helping the body produce additional glutathione. Now, glutathione happens to be one of our most important antioxidants in the human body. And under times of stress, glutathione levels can start to go down. So whether it be emotional or physical stress, we see our natural antioxidant stores go down, which leaves us more open to potential attack from free radicals. Now, this is key because especially when you're thinking about big cities and lower air quality, higher air pollution, we want to make sure that we have adequate antioxidants to fend off all of those pollutants and those particles that we can become exposed to. So NAC, and the way I advise taking that is at least 2 capsules a day. Each capsule is 600 milligrams, so 1 with breakfast, 1 with dinner. So you want to take those ones with food. So NAC, 600 milligrams, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, breakfast and dinner. Now we also want to think about our vitamin D. Now, here's the most common question that I get is, how much vitamin D should I be taking? And I always say, I wish I had a magic 8-ball and I could tell you, but I don't. So unless you've had your blood test done recently, we don't really know. We don't know how much vitamin D you are going to require. I can let you know, for all the years I've been doing this, most people need somewhere between 1,000 and 5,000 international units per day in order to maintain healthy serum blood levels. So if you're currently not taking vitamin D, then at minimum, I would advise that you consider taking about 3,000 international units daily. Now, if you've had your blood levels tested in the past and you've been told that you're low, either insufficient or deficient, then you may want to consider at this point in time taking an even higher amount, maybe 2 of those capsules per day, which would be 6,000 international units. Now, this is going to vary from one person to the next. And if you're going into it blind and you don't know what your blood level is, then the amount of 3,000 IUs is a pretty good place to start off with. And then, following up in the future, have a serum blood test done so you know moving forward how much you need to take every single day. For an example, I take 5,000 international units every single day, regardless of COVID-19, just to maintain healthy serum levels for myself. So I know what my blood level is, and I know if I drop below that 5,000 IUs per day, that's when I start to see my serum blood level of vitamin D go down a bit. And we always want to maintain healthy serum levels because vitamin D plays a critical role in maintaining our immune system. It goes far beyond that of just a bone health vitamin. And we also know, especially targeting particular viruses, vitamin D plays a critical role in the way that viruses try to attach and replicate into host cells. So having your vitamin D on board certainly would be beneficial at this time. Now, vitamin D, is there a particular time you need to take that? No, not necessarily. You could certainly do that in the morning with your breakfast, or if you want, you can take it in the evening with your dinner. Doesn't so much matter. There's different schools of thought as to absorption rates, but I have found throughout the years I've been doing this, morning or afternoon, I'm not seeing a big difference in terms of the overall intake of vitamin D, the way that the body is absorbing that. So let's take a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to walk you through a couple more nutrients to consider during COVID-19. We'll be right back.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit InviteHealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's InviteHealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
And welcome back. Now let's talk about some other nutrients. We've talked about the importance of vitamin C every day, zinc, vitamin D. We know how those work in the body and why they're important for our immune system right now. We've talked about NAC, N-acetylcysteine. Now we can look at nutrients such as EGCG coming from green tea extract. This is also contained in white tea as well. So we have our white tea TX and our green tea TX. We also have a green tea capsule. It's called green tea HX. All of these are loaded down with EGCG, that powerful antioxidant. But we also know, once again, how it is that these antioxidants are working beyond that of just targeting free radicals. We also have been able to see through clinical trials of both NAC as well as green tea, the way that these two different nutrients can work when it comes to targeting viral replication. So anytime we can try to heighten our body's ability to fend off an attack from a virus, that's always a good thing. Now, across the board, we can look at the way EGCG has been studied for a variety of different viral families. So including things such as dengue, influenza, Ebola. So there's a lot of research out there showing how powerful that EGCG could be. So I advise people use our green tea TX right now or the white tea TX. Once again, we're wanting to coat the back of the throat with those powerful antioxidants. And the way I advise doing it is using 2 full droppers, not a single drop, but 2 full dropperfuls into about 4 to 6 ounces of water, which you can have cold or warm. So if you want to have it more like a hot tea, you can certainly do that. It's not going to impact those antioxidants. And do this twice a day. So, swap out your soda that maybe you're used to drinking and switch over to green tea or white tea. So these are just some ways for you to incorporate these into your daily routine. Now, those are just the basics. That's just running through things you should be doing. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, NAC, all of these are very important to make sure that you, in one way, shape, or another, have into your daily regimen. Now, there's so many other nutrients out there, and I've talked about them on previous podcasts, things like black seed extract and the power of cumin combined with rosemary, as well as cordyceps mushrooms. We have our mushroom HX formulation. We know that that 8-blend mushroom has been shown to be very beneficial when it comes to targeting certain pathogens that try to attack the human body. So there's a lot of different options and alternatives out there for you. And when you have questions, do remember, Invite Health, we are your source for that type of information. So you can always reach out to us, and we are always happy to guide you on the right path to make sure that you are getting the right nutrients in and taking them at the right time, in the right way, and the right amount, because all of that certainly matters. Now, that is it for today. I do want to make sure that you continue to tune into our podcast. Remember, you can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts or by visiting invitehealth.com/podcast. Make sure that you subscribe. You can leave us a review. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. And we will see you next time for another episode of Invite Health Podcast.